Hello everybody, my name is Jordan and welcome back to another Pokemon Challenge. My last one, Pokemon Fire Red with only Slugma, was incredibly difficult. Today I'll be doing a fun one that I've been looking forward to, Pokemon Emerald with only one Umbreon. Umbreon is a pure dark type with actually good defensive stats, but it just does not hit that hard. And unfortunately, our strongest stab move is Feint Attack and only 60 base power. By TM, we do get some good moves such as Psychic, Shadow Ball, and Dig, so that should help us at least a bit. Before going into the run, I'm confident I can beat Wallace, but I just don't see us beating Steven Stone. Considering we can't Toxic Stall his Steel types, they'll probably be able to overpower us. Also, Brawly is probably going to be our biggest brick wall due to his fighting type. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use one Umbreon. I can use HM Pokemon outside of battle, but I'm not allowed to use them to progress in the game. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of battle are allowed. Let's do this. First off, I used the Universe Pokemon Randomizer to replace Trico with Umbreon so that we can do the whole run with it. I did this so our rival has Torchic, making the run as hard as possible. Also, I didn't replace it with Eevee since you actually can't evolve Eevee into Umbreon in this game, as there's no day and night cycle. I nicknamed it Mystic, as a reference to the YouTuber Mystic Umbreon. Ours has a calm nature, so plus special defense minus attack. I'm not exactly a fan of that nature, but it's what we've got. We've also got the excellent ability Synchronize, which will pass our status afflictions to the opponent if they give us one. Already I have to grind. Look at Roxanne's team. There is no way in hell I'm making it through her rock types without Pursuit. So I make sure to fight Poochyena for their attack EVs. Although yes, I know Pursuit isn't physical in this game, but we are going to need it later on. We already have good natural bulk, so we need to make sure we can hit hard, but unfortunately we can't get special attack EVs until Oddish just north of Slateport. Once we get to level 16 and learn Pursuit, I try Roxanne. We have a pretty easy first try where we easily dispatch our Geodudes and Lass's Nosepass, who bafflingly doesn't even try to attack us for like half the fight. The only danger in this fight was the danger of running out of power points for Pursuit because we just did not hit Nosepass that hard. I decided to try the Brawly fight, and yep, it goes completely horribly. We are about the same level as him, and he's super effective against us. We can't even make it past Machop. Even after grinding on trainers around Slateport, we still can't win yet. Hopefully, the rival fight under Cycling Road will go a bit better. It took a few tries, but I eventually got this run where we hit Wingull with Pursuit. It hits us with a weak wing attack, then it goes down to another Pursuit. Next is Combuskin, and I use Tail Whip as it hits us with a double kick. We hit it with a critical quick attack as it hits us with another double kick, leaving us on only 15 health. We get another critical quick attack and finish it off. Last is Lombre, who takes a decent amount of damage from Pursuit, hits us with a Swift. We have the exact same exchange again. He hits us with a critical absorb, leaving us at only 2 health. Then we finish it off with Pursuit. Man, that was close! Eventually, at level 30 and on our first attempt, we beat Brawly's Machop in a few quick attacks, but we do get taken down to half health by the time he goes down. I also have level up to level 30 and learned Confuse Ray, replacing Sand Attack. Meditite goes down 2 quick attacks and last is Makuhita. He goes for a bulk up as I go for Confuse Ray. He hits himself in confusion as I go for a quick attack. I hit a critical quick attack for the win. Time for Watson, and it just is not happening yet. Magneton is a brick wall. At level 36, I try again. Voltorb and Electric are one-shots with Feint Attack. Magneton goes down a few Feint Attacks and a quick attack. And Manectric goes down 3 Feint Attacks. Went a lot easier than last time. The first Maxi fight goes pretty easy. I confuse Mighty Ann and eventually take it out with a few quick attacks and Feint Attacks. Zubat is a one-shot with Feint Attack, and Camerupt goes down 2 Feint Attacks. Flannery is pretty easy. She barely does any damage to us. And thankfully we're in a part of the run where it's pretty easy overall. Norman, however, was much more difficult. Spinda goes down a few returns, so it does hit us with a weak Facade. Next is Slaking, who takes a decent amount of damage from return, but hits us back with a counter. A few Feint Attacks finished it off, though it did hit us with Yawn before it went down. Next is Vigoroth as I fall asleep. Vigoroth just wails on us until we eventually wake up and take it down in 2 Feint Attacks. But we're only on 22 health when it goes down. Last is Lanoon, who we do about half of its health with Feint Attack. He hits us with Facade, with us only surviving on 7 health. Then we take it out with another Feint Attack. The final rival fight wasn't hard, just annoying. Let's just move on, and totally not because I forgot to record part of it. No sirree, Bob. Let's just go on to Winona. Winona time. Swablu is a one-shot with return. Tropius is a two-shot with return, while all it does is charge up her solar beam. Pelipper uses protect and confuses us as we do over half of her health with return. We then hit ourselves twice in a row as she hits us with 2 water guns. One more return takes it out. Skarmory messes us up as we always get it to red health with a few feint attacks, and eventually it actually does decent damage to us with Steel Wing. By the time we take it down, we're in red health. Last is Altaria, and we do about a third of its health with feint attack as she sets up a Dragon Dance. She does another Dragon Dance as we hit it with another feint attack. My heart drops when she uses Earthquake, only for us to survive on 6 health and finishes off with return. What an awesome fight. Here are our stats at level 50. Also 6 badges in, and now we're at level 50? Those defenses and HP are incredible, but however, those attacking stats are, well, better than some other Pokemon I've used, are definitely not incredible. The last Maxie fight isn't anything special. Mightyena is annoying, Crobat is easy, Camerupt is easy, let's move on. While this shouldn't come as a surprise, Tate and Liza were unsurprisingly very easy. We're using a Dark type and they're Psychic trainers. I barely had to look at the screen. Archie was very similar to Maxie. Mightyena was annoying, Crobat was easy, Sharpedo was a one-shot, and now on to Mr. Egomaniac. Juan was pretty easy. The worst thing we had to deal with was this Kingdra, and it wasn't because it was a major threat, but because Juan just would not let the fucking thing die and kept drowning it in healing items. God, that sounds kind of fucked up now that I say it out loud. Also, drowning in healing items because he's a water trainer? I'm clever, shut up. Wally was pretty easy, though Magneton and Roselia did give us a bit of trouble, so we did actually almost go down to Roselia setting up Leech Seed on us. We get to the Elite Four at level 67, which I think is the lowest level I've ever gotten to the Elite Four in a run before. Our defenses are great, and our offensive stats are definitely decent at least. I'm not confident I can win yet, but let's try anyway. First is Sydney, the Dark Trainer. It takes 2 tries, but we get this run where I confuse Mightyena and he hits himself. I hit him with return. He hits himself again, then I finish him off with return. Next is Shiftry, who hits us with Swagger. We hit ourselves in Confusion, then he hits us with Torment. I hit him with Confusory, he hits himself in Confusion, then we snap out of Confusion and finish it off with return. I confuse Cacturne, it hits itself, then we knock it out with return. I confuse Crawdon, it hits itself, we take it to red health with return, then it finishes itself off by hitting itself in Confusion. And last is Absol, who I confuse as he sets up Sword Stance. I hit him with return, which knocks him down to red as he eats his Citrus Berry and hits us with a Rock Slide. I use Moonlight as he knocks himself out from hitting himself in Confusion. Next is Ghost Trainer Phoebe. Knowing her first Dusclops is going to go for Protect, I waste my turn with Confuse Ray. I hit it with a Feint Attack, which knocks it to red health as she heals it with a full restore. I hit with another Feint Attack, knocking it back down to red. Thinking it was going to go for Protect again, I used Confuse Ray. It didn't go for Protect, so it hit itself in Confusion and knocked itself out. Her first Banette was a one-shot with Feint Attack, Sableye was a two-shot with Feint Attack, her second Banette was a one-shot with Feint Attack, and her second Dusclops took a lot of damage from Feint Attack, ate a Citrus Berry, hit us with a weak Earthquake, and then went down to another Feint Attack. Next is Ice Trainer Glacia. Her first Celio goes down in 2 returns and hitting itself in Confusion twice. Next is her first Glalie, who I hit with return as she hits us with an Icy Wind. I hit her again with return as she hits us with an Ice Beam. She uses a full restore as she gets hit by another return, then sets up Light Screen. 2 more returns and she goes down. Next is her second Celio, who I confuse. She hits herself in Confusion. I hit it with return as she sets up Hail. I hit her with a weak Feint Attack as she hits us with a weak Blizzard. 1 more return takes it out. Next is her second Glalie, and I start hitting with Moonlight as it wails on us with Ice Beam. Eventually, I confuse it, it hits itself, I hit it with a return, it snaps out of Confusion and hits us with an Ice Beam. Then another return takes it out. Last is Walrein, and I hit with Moonlight a few times more to get back to full health, then eventually take it down with a few returns. In between fight, I use an Elixir and full restore as items outside the battle are allowed. Last is Dragon Trainer Drake. Shogun used Protect, who then went down to the combination of return and Feint Attack. Next is Altaria, who I confused early but didn't hit itself in move as I set up 2 Dragon Dances. I started hitting it with Return as she hits us with powerful double edges. I just keep attacking, healing when I need to until it eventually goes down. Next is Kingdra, who goes down in a few feint attacks. Fly Guardian goes down to it hitting itself in confusion, and 2 returns, though it does hit us with a weak Earthquake. And last is Salamence, so I can confuse immediately and eventually chip it down with feint attack, healing with Moonlight whenever I need to. I use a Max Elixir and a full restore in between battle. At last, it's time for the Pokemon champion, Wallace. I also apologize for the emulator speed up. I know that's going to be still noticeable in editing. I thought this was going to take multiple more attempts. Wailord goes down in a few returns but does hefty damage with Double Edge. Tentacruel goes down in a few returns and a feint attack but does decent damage with a Hydro Pump and Sludge Bomb. Ludicolo goes down in a few feint attacks but does take us to low health by the time it goes down. Next is Whiscash, who I hit with Confuse Ray. He hits us with Earthquake, leaving us with only 4 health. I confuse a couple times with Moonlight, then he goes down in a few returns. Next is Gyarados, who lowers our attack stat with Intimidate. I hit him with a Confuse Ray as he goes for Dragon Dance. He hits himself as I hit him with Return. He snaps out of confusion and sets up 2 more Dragon Dances. I confuse him again, then he hits himself and knocks himself out. Last is Milotic, who hits us with Surf as I confuse it with Confuse Ray. He hits us with Toxic, but it gets passed on to Milotic, then I heal myself out of the poison with my Hail Petra Berry, and eventually, due to it hitting itself in confusion, my returns, and the poison, it eventually goes down, making us the new Pokemon champion. That's not the end of the video though. We still have one more fight. We have to attempt the super boss, Steven Stone. Here are our stats at level 100. Those defenses and HP are great, but I'm not sure if that attack power is going to be enough to beat them. Let's do this. First, I was sorry again for the emulator speed up. I was worried this was going to take many attempts, but surprisingly it only took a few. Skarmory didn't hit us with Toxic, but instead it only went for Spikes and Steel Wing. We eventually took it out in a few feint attacks. Next is Armaldo, who goes down a few feint attacks but does hit us with an Ancient Power. Next is Claydol, who goes down in a few returns and a feint attack. Aggron goes down a few feint attacks and it hitting itself in confusion. Cradley goes down a few feint attacks but does hit us with a few Ancient Powers. Last is Orphan Eater 9000, and he actually isn't that hard. It only took a few feint attacks and him hitting himself in confusion a couple times to take it down, finally ending this brutal run. Well, that didn't go how I expected. I'm also starting to think that whenever I resort to emulator speed up, the game just takes pity on me. Also, something stupid I did that I wanted to share. The attempt you saw me win the Wallace fight wasn't my first winning attempt. I, for some stupid goddamn reason, wasn't recording when I won the first time, so I had to keep trying. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge. It was honestly a lot of fun. Next week, I'll be doing Pokemon Black with only 1 Ducklet. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. See you guys later. Peace out.